Hi Daisy, and today I'm sort of telling you how, or explaining how you might doodle these flowers. Okay, so you might have your own ideas, but this might be an inspiration. Okay, I've done all these the same colour red. Some of them are slightly different because of how much water I've got in on my brush. Okay, you can just straight out the palette rather than mixing them. Of course, you can mix them and get your favourite combo of colours. Seeing if I can get them in a little row, that nice neat row. Although I could do that thing stop motion and make them appear like I have in some videos. That's hilarious. Yeah, so I do hope you would like to join me today. Please give me a thumbs up, that'd be absolutely amazing, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's go. Right then, so let me show you what I've been doing, because this is really cute. Not all of this, obviously some of this is I've been doing before, but yeah, Caronet Lane inspired these. Okay, but what I'm going to do today is those ever such cute little tiny flowers. Now, where did I put my one? Hold on, I've got to go and get it. Although that appeared, there we go. How cute's that? So it's just a little book. So I'm doing these, okay, showing you how to do those today, because yeah, it's amazing. If you want some ideas how to do things like this, it's this Pinterest, got things, I don't know what that is, pencil sharpenings or something, and that's on, I got that idea off Pinterest. It says it's 150 designs of flower, but some of them are a bit, yeah, you could try it, but yeah. Okay, so these are what I've been doing. Okay, these are cute, they're blank ones. Yeah, so you can see what you could write. I don't know what, sometimes you think, oh, it won't fit. You need a really short little quote. You could even put 3 words like create, love and craft or something like that. Yeah. That's enough todaying for today. I like that, it's hilarious. when you want to break, I think. Yeah, I've just written these out as little quotes. These aren't sort of finished things, just little things I might do again, and then I can perhaps try putting some flowers on it or something like that as well. There's that idea. You don't have to do quotes, but these would look, let's have a look, let me show you what you can do, and I think this is really cute. Perhaps is just move everything up there so I can get hold of them, and then just put them on here, and we can see that, can't we? Because I can't, yeah, that's down, you can't tell where they are. Yeah. That's one of the first, yeah, that's massive, that one, because the other ones I've done are much smaller. This one's going to go on a quote in a minute. You can put a row of those there, look, say that's, well, that's not washi tape, that's actually tissue paper stamped, and that's sort of like, I've planted them in there so they've got a sort of base to go into, so I could glue them on there. That would look so cute, wouldn't it, in a pocket? Yeah, so that's an idea. So you got that as well. You could put perhaps 3 words, short words there, and put that there. That's perfect. I'm going to put that on something. Let me show you. Let me just do that because I don't know where it is. There's something I was going to, it wasn't today, was it? No, I think it's not. Let me just see if I can find it. Right, so it's this flower on, there was that one, but I don't think it was that, was it? It might be. That does fit. That fits. Let's see if I've got another one. If you do like these flowers, I've got a video on those. It's foam stamp, and then you just design them, foam stamp edge, and you just design the middle. It's so amazing. That's with watercolours as well. It's amazing, yeah. I don't know where the any more quotes are, so I assume it is that one. It's not that one, is it? No, this one. I think it must be this one. That's enough todaying for today. It's great, that, isn't it? I think it was another one actually, but never mind. Right, so I'm going to get a glue cloth because we've got shiny glue and we don't want to shine our glue up, do we? Yeah. So it's already got glitter. Is that the one with glitter? I don't think it's the one, because I think the one I had had glitter on it, but that'll do. And then you could add that to something like this, for example. Card like that, that'd be amazing. Look at that. I know I keep saying amazing. I think is that a British word? I know some people mention it. So it might be a British word, is it? I don't know. Very a British word. Right, let me try and let's see what would look like if I put something like this on here. Yeah. That would look okay. That's like a background thing, and that's like the foreground, and that's good. These are watercolour, okay. Watercolour paper, I'm not even sure what. I'm going to check in a minute what watercolour paper I'm using. This is a square pad. This is because this isn't useful for things, just perhaps doing things. And I've been using my 5x7s. These are all done with my 5x9. I don't use those up. Do I, dear? No, I don't want to use those up. I want to keep it. Yes. That's where I've got deer from. I also say deer for fun. Oh, come on. There we go. Right, so that's got that there. Glue cloth's important because that's just a bit of fabric and it's all stuck together. So that's a very useful piece of fabric there. Right, so let me put these away then, and then I'm going to keep these flowers out for inspiration. Yeah, so I got the idea of Pinterest for all of those. So I thought, oh, I can, yeah, it's all modified by me, of course, but yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. I like that because that's sort of like there's plenty of room on there, so you could have it like that, but you could also have it like that. There, yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, that way. I like it that way because then it's not going up. Because that's having a cheerful, sort of like a cheerful thing into it, and that's the, you don't have to do it like that. But that was just because that was ready, okay. Right, so you've got that idea as well. Okay, let's have a look what I'm going to do now. Just got to find a pen. I've got proof pens besides these, but there's some waterproof pens, and these are thin as well. So I assume these work. I don't even know if they work because I do ruin some nibs. Yeah, I do ruin some nibs by using it on top of acrylics and things like that, and watercolours. I've used it before the water. I don't know if how these are. Oh yeah, it is a bit bad. Let's try this one. That one's better. Yeah, but the ones I'm using are these, and these are really cheap pens. Let's have a look, see if I can find what. Paper Mate Ink Joy. Have I got the 0.5? Does it say 0.5? I can't even tell. Extra fine. Yeah, that's in the ad. It's 0.5, but it says XF, so that's extra fine. Okay. Yeah, so I've stuck that on there. We can make a little book with that later or something. Okay, just for a little demo. Right, so let's get some things done. Well, that's a new one. I hadn't tried that one till yesterday. I'm going to watercolour these. I'm using the same red and the same green. Or you can do different colours, but I'm using the same ones. Let's try. The one I'm going to try first is this one. Where are we, dear? Right, you can do it in the middle. It doesn't matter because I'm going to do a row. They look really nice though in a row because I had them all in a row yesterday and they look so nice. Right, so I'm going to just do a dot for the middle to start with. Okay, that's my starting point, and then you If you you don't have to make them petals separately, you could go behind if you think you've done that one too big or something, so I could do that just for demo purposes. Okay, and I want to make a 5 petal flower, so I'm coming down this. Okay, like that, that'll do. Yeah, my last video I noticed I've not cut some things out. I should have cut some things out. There was a a place where I said I'm going to get a blooming, I can't remember, I was going to say a blooming, that should have been cut out. That's hilarious, isn't it? I wouldn't normally say that on video. I'm going to do this afterwards, so I'm going to perhaps do that again afterwards. Okay, some of these need to be, because I find that if you've got these in the right place, it doesn't matter, you could try that yourself. Okay, so I want to do that there, and say I wanted to do the same thing, I want to do, but I'm going to put them quite low down. So I've got some words, I can fit the words in between. It might not even work out like that, but that looks absolutely fine. Shall we do I don't know whether to do a row then paint them. Yeah, let's do some more then paint them. Okay, one of the ones I like as well, I've only done, I thought, well, I've missed that one out a bit, so make sure you've got plenty of room, because you, well, what I'm doing is cutting them so they've got a gorgeous little edge there. Yeah. Oh, I didn't tell you let me just go see if I can find the right, I need to tell you what this is, don't I, because the people like to know. Oh, it's there. 120, 135 pounds. Oh, it's even got the American there. Right, so this is 220 GSM, 135 pounds. So that's slightly less than normal. Okay, normally it's 140 pounds. 300 GSM, but this is slightly thinner paper. That's absolutely fine. So, and this is actually quite smooth. So is it the hot press one? Yeah, it's it just says it's smooth paper. This is a UK company, but it, you know, just telling you what sort of paper it is. Right, I was going to do something like this. Okay, so you could do 3 bud things like that. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Or you could do the whole line. Actually, I think I did on the first one. I'll do the whole line. And if you notice, what I'm doing is still cutting round it, even though that's really thin. I can do that if it's thick paper. When it's really, really thin paper, I find it very difficult to do that. I don't know if you're the same, but I am. I'm the same. I'm the same as myself, by the way. Yeah, so there. Right, so that can go there. So you can do that. You can alternate the leaves like this. Alternate. You can alternate the leaves. Alternate the leaves like that. Oh, I know what I can see if you can have a go at doing. Like this one's a bit more difficult. Okay, so this is what I found on the Pinterest. I've got a sort of a middle like that. You can adjust it. In fact, it's more like, perhaps in reality it's more like that. So that's the top bit like that, and that's what you can see of it underneath there. So that's the top bit there, like a saucer. Then you've got that line, and then there's a tiny bit underneath, possibly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is copy this, because this is the first one I did, and I think it's the best one. Do a slight line up there like that, and there's enough room from this one. Okay, so anything crazy like this, it's my thing, into anything crazy like that, yeah. And then coming from there, perhaps be like a cat mouth. You have these. Okay, and then I'm going to have some little leaves. I'm doing it the opposite way around to that one. I'm going that way. I'm going to have some little leaves, okay, coming out of them. I'm just checking that. This, when it makes a noise, you think, what on earth's going on? And I don't know what it's doing. It's made a clicking noise. I don't know whether it's trying to fall out of its cradle. Yeah. Have you seen them ones that sit on the desk? I don't like them. They're ever so expensive as well. I think, why would you want that? Be in the way of the desk. I haven't got room on my desk for one of those. And it keeps advertising them. I'm thinking, no, go away. Right, afterwards I'm going to doodle on that one. Okay. There's that idea coming this way, so hopefully you can you still see it? I'm hoping that I'm going to move I'll be able to move it across. So it's basically a leaf shape. And then I've got 4 petals on them. Is it 5? No, 6 petals on this one. I can do 5 petals on that one, look. Or you can extend it and do more. That one's slightly different to the first one. I think I did this, but that I did it of my own idea. So it's basically this one. Circle. Okay, like that. You have to imagine, you can do these in pencil first, and then what you do is when you're coming through here with your pencil, you can just ignore that line and draw it in pen there. Things like that. Okay. This is doodling, by the way. It's not drawing, so if you're thinking to yourself, I can't do that because I can't draw, think again. Because if you can hold a pen there, you can doodle. In fact, it does say somewhere if you hold a pen you can draw, but I'm saying doodle because I think draw sounds a bit scary if you aren't too sure of yourself. There's this idea as well that I'm going to do bigger than that because that's tiny. Right, so let me show you the petals. This is 4 petals. You can do as many petals as you like, of course, but mine is going to be 4 petals. There you go, sort of like a shape like that. I can do the underneath one first, actually. Yeah, let's do the underneath one. That might be a fairly easy one to do that than some of these 5-petaled ones in a way. And then draw these at the side and just underneath this line. There we go. And then I've done a wiggly line, but you can do a straight line, of course. And I've done tiny leaves, but that's slightly bigger. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if we can get 8 or 9 in. What other ideas have we got? Oh, there's this one. This one's a fairly different. Yeah, I'm going to do a big one because I've been doing them small, and I think I like that big one. Let me show you the small. I did the small one. I thought, why have I done a small one when that's gorgeous? Might only be able to get 7 in unless I put it there. I'll put it here. Right, so it's got a little thing there. So that's a little rectangle thing there. I've just scribbled that. Okay, it doesn't matter if you go out the lines or anything. Okay, in the middle I'm going to do a line going up, and then I'm going, right, I'm doing like this, and then I'm just doing a thing. This is, don't have to do it to a shape, it could be any way. The reason I'm not doing foam stamps of these is because people have been saying, oh, I'm drawing things freehand, like the cats, for example. I thought, yeah, let's do some freehand. Okay, so then I'm just going to come down with a stem, and these petals are going to be like that, same as that one, because that's going to be a type. I've no idea what type it is. I've also done, is it this one? This one like this with leaves like this. So it's a bit like a tulip. Okay, so I suppose it is a bit like a tulip, and tulips tend to have leaves, don't they? Yeah, I even know that myself. I tend to have leaves like that, don't they? Yeah. That's hilarious. Right, so that's 7, isn't it? So, oh, I haven't done you one of these. So let me see if I can do you one of those. Let's move that up there a bit so we're more in the middle-ish. Let's do you one of those because they're quite cute, aren't they? I think I'm just going to have enough room. Okay, so I'm doing circles here. I'm doing another circle there. You don't have to do this. You can do one of these middles for it. You don't have to do this. This is just an idea. I'm not even sure if the Pinterest had that. I didn't actually, on the first one I didn't even do the, it's like a propeller now. I didn't even have to do the black bits. I just did it with the paintbrush, so it didn't have an outline, but I'm doing outlines. Okay, so you can do that and come in there. So you do you do 4, then you do your 8, and then you can just come in behind and add some more like this. I've done that a lot neater than I did that one. Right, and then, oh, it's another one with, let's just try slightly different leaves. I've got that other idea for leaves that I've seen. So leaf shapes can be anything you like, so that's the leaf shape for that one. Okay, it must be not same that but different leaves. That's another idea for leaf shapes. Okay, now we can get down to business. Just going to put this, I'm going to put this here because then I've got my water on the right side. I've also got my paints on the right side. I'm going to use this. Right, I did explain the other day that these, it was almost like these came in the same pack. These are my birthday things for my son. My son gives my birthday stuff early, and my birthday is not until the 17th. So you're not confused. If your birthday's around now, no, Marcella is. Happy birthday, Marcella, whenever yours was. I know you're a Gemini as well, like me. Right, so it's this one, which is a fairly dark red. I'm doing it straight from the palette. I can actually mix them a lot, put lots of water in, but these are so tiny. Because that's what, do you know what, I was watching this lady the other day and she's so professional. I thought, wow, and she's good as well. I think she said she's a teacher. I don't know whether she teaches painting. I teach painting. Well, I encourage painting, don't I? I influence you to paint. Yeah, I'm a painter influencer. Not that's hilarious, isn't it? So what I'm doing now is just colouring. Just doing watercolours on here. It's just plain. It doesn't matter. I'm not doing any shading or anything like that. I'm just doing the watercolours. So that's an easy thing. The thing is, I'm going to come afterwards with my pen. You see, it's me pen, not my pen, it's me pen. That's what I say. Right, so this is a good thing because I've got lots of colour in my brush still, so I can carry on. And we don't have to waste that. And also, these will all match each other, which is amazing. And you can also do different colours, of course. But because I saw on Pinterest, the first few flowers were red and red with green. That's what I'm doing. I thought they looked absolutely amazing, and when I did them across the page it looked really nice. So I'll leave that. I'm putting some more paint on now. And I don't care that they're different, so I'm not going to try and get that different. It's only because I want to get some paint in, and then you can get used, if you're not used to using brushes, you can get used to using brushes, can't you? Yes. Yeah, so the pen I'm using is not the normal ones you can get. I got them online and they're so cheap, those ballpoint pens. They are, I think they're about 20 pence. I don't know about other countries, but 20 pence. And if it's a good black pen, That's amazing. So if you've got your own pens. Are these hybrid ones where they've got a bit of gel in them? Or is it just, I don't know, it says ink, doesn't it? So it might be just ink. Yeah, so extra fine or 0.5. Should I put my fan on? I just realised I've got my fan on, so I hope you could hear me okay. Okay, it's basically like, it's our equivalent of air conditioning. Yeah, sometimes we do actually need air conditioning. Right. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to do the leaves, which I'm just doing the leaves. I'm not doing the stems. I'm just leaving those black. Okay, I like this green. I don't know what it is. I don't know what. I can't find the paper. Oh, I should leave my paper in a drawer near me, shouldn't I? Instead of trying to keep it with the paper. I mean, with the paints. Smudged that. Yeah, did I tell you? I was talking about the brushes, wasn't I? Yeah, this brush, the 2 sets of brushes. Okay, this is one set and there's the other one. And they're not all in the same set. I do like both styles. But this is what I had many years ago and I couldn't find them again. Size 6, number 6. Notice the number 6 and the other thing's similar size. Right then, so what I'm going to do now is, hopefully these tops are dry, do some little marks on them. Didn't do it on that one. Let's get some of these out so I can see what I'm aiming for. I haven't done it on that one either. There's a nice big one. Right, so this one's the one I was going to do first, which is that one. You might not be able to see it so well because it's not so light as that, but I'm just doing some little marks on it. Okay, that's all I'm doing, or dots or something. Put dots or marks just for the sake of it, and I'm possibly coming around the edge and doing a bit deeper outline. Okay, and deeper stem. You can do that if you want, yeah. My pen will let me because it's very black and it's 0.5. Okay, this one, I haven't done anything on that one. I can always add it myself, so I can do some little marks on there. Okay, this one is the, yeah, I've just done some little marks like that and some dots, actually tiny circles as well, tiny circles or dots. And then I've got, that's my stomach, sorry about that. Have you heard it? Probably didn't even hear it, did you? And I'm embarrassing myself by saying anything. Right. Well, in case you thought it was a dog sign or something like no. Yeah, that's basically it. I've also done the patterns on those leaves, but I haven't normally on the other ones. I might leave them. I suppose I could do add some, oh, but adding little circles at the bottom of these just for the sake of it. Okay, could also strengthen the stems there. Right, this one, right, so this one I've done lots of marks on there. I've curved the line slightly. Okay, and then I've left it. You could put white pen, I suppose, but I'm not using white pen. This one, I have actually, the first one I coloured in black. This one I attempted to use the green. It didn't seem to, yeah. Has that still got that? Oh, I thought I still wet it in. And just left it as it is. This one, I've got, I can do perhaps some little marks like this. I'm resting my hand on the watercolours. You know, if you can see it, if I've got it close up, you might be able to see that. And then perhaps I can colour in that black. And little lines. Yeah, so that's that. So we can now cut them out, can't we? So what I'm going to do is, I'll show you how I've got them across the page. Good job I have really, and to cut the page in half. But that's just for demo. I can use the top and bottom for something else. So for this you would need some sharp scissors. Okay, some sharp scissors. Well, I'll use these because these are amazing. After the best for fussy cutting scissors ever. Okay, so I'm going to cut here. I'm going to cut a little bit down from the stem. Let me demo the professional way is cutting things out like that, so you've got an individual piece. Sometimes people will do it like that, but you've no need to. This is fine. Okay, so I'm going to cut this, hopefully show you. Okay, so I'm carefully cutting along there, and then you can turn the corner, and it doesn't matter if you don't get it even, just try and get it even. Even Stevens, or even Steven, I think Americans say. So we say even Stevens. We had the S for some reason. I think it's more logical to say it with that, but I'm going to say, I will say Even Stevens. Or sometimes I'll say, I even get it even. Right, there we go. Yeah, got to be careful of that. Right, so that's the first one, okay, and if you noticed I went a bit close there. So, but it's been fairly good, like that's how thick it is, so it's not too thin. Okay, even though you've got a thin line there. So that belongs in my little place down here now, so I'm going to just cut out the rest. I don't think we need to do them on camera, do we? Yeah, I think I'll just take that, put that off, and I'll cut them out and then I'll come back. Oh, turn that off. Yeah, I managed to remember to turn my fan off this time. Right, so this is the result. Okay, so I've got all these now. So I've got all these and all these. So can you imagine how many million I've got? Yeah, they're not too bad to cut out either. So I don't like cutting out things. I'm not a fan of fussy cutting, but I find these not too bad at all. Yeah, so don't mind doing these, and they're also a very amazing. So I'm going to show you how to do that little book in a minute, how I do it. Okay. Don't necessarily have to use blue for these. Right, so how I've done those is I've used some washi tape. Okay, and there's a really thin one. It's a 3mm one, I think. Very thin one. But I think Karen Elaine uses thicker ones. So perhaps I could use that one as a good example. Quite sharp example. Okay, I've done what I do to do these is put the washi tape down and then I draw a heart, but I don't go through that. I don't know why. Perhaps you can do, but I haven't got the black there, so I could actually draw the heart on the washi tape and then come round and then just peel up the washi tape and add a quote. Or you don't have to add a quote, you can I don't know, do a row of little tiny flowers or something like that, whatever you like, or write 3 separate words like create, love, craft, that sort of thing, which I've mentioned earlier. Those are the same words, same letters I mentioned earlier, aren't they? Right, so I've got this really cheap, now this is what we get in the UK, okay, this when we ask for buff, that beautiful buff the Americans have, this is what we get, this colour. Right, so, but that's fine. This is, it looks ever so nice with this though. So if you notice this, how nice it looks. Need to be a little bit smaller perhaps. So I might make, what I'm going to do is get me thing, I'll put it on top of this because otherwise I'll be doing it later. So, yeah, so I want something like, measuring time. Yeah, so we need to know how big this is really, don't we? Not that I've got me rulers. Where's one? One on the desk already. Yeah, this is why I can't find it. It's already on the desk. Right, so that is 5 centimetres or 2 inches by almost 5 centimetres, 2 inches. So that's something a little bit bigger. 5 centimetres, 6 centimetres was the size of that, I think, wasn't it? Or was it bigger? Oh, that's 6.5 by 6. So perhaps something like the same size would be fine. 6.5 by 6. Okay, I'm not going to mess about doing little bits. I'm doing the whole thing across. Okay. Got my hair below me. I wonder what was there. It's my hair. I think what's gone under the desk. It's just my hair. It's hilarious, isn't it? So 6.5. Okay, something like that. Yeah, by 6. It seems to be about the right size, so I could do more than one of these. 6.5 centimetres, that is, by 6, not inches. 6.5 centimetres is sort of in between 3.5 and 3 3/4, isn't it? I'll just do it. In fact, it's just under. Oh no, 2, not 6. Just over 2.5. That's it. Yeah. Right, we're doing the bins. If you hear some banging about outside, that's from doing the bins. In other words, the trash, if you like. If you're American, you might think, what's bins? Right. Okay. The rest of the world might as well, because I don't. Oh no. I'm not doing it like that, am I? If I cut that, that'll leave me a tiny little bit. So this is not what I'm expecting. I need it to be something like 13 centimetres. Oh, there we go. Might need to cut a bit off because that might be completely wrong. Let's take it out the way. I was watching a thing where they compare American sayings to British sayings, and the American I was watching like the word bin. So I can do it like that. I can do it like that. I can do it like that. I was thinking so, but that will do. Do like that. Enough today and for today. Yeah, so that's the same as what the other one, just to put some washi tape across and make a square or a slight rectangle shape. Yeah, so, and you could obviously use, don't have to use your own handwriting. You might be able to get some those mini Tim Holtz things as well. They would do, wouldn't they? And then you perhaps won't have to do all this. Just put them across. That'd be quite interesting. And you can have as many as you like, because mine's sort of like yeah, sort of like mapped out sort of thing, isn't it, rather than having to do your own. So you can leave it like that as a little card, or you could add some paper inside like I've done there, made a tiny little booklet, so that's a tiny little bit smaller than the outside. I've also rounded all the corners, including the middle ones. So that's hilarious, isn't it? Or you could stick some paper on the inside, of course, around the corners, perhaps stick some paper on the inside instead, and use that as a journaling card. So there's your ideas. I do hope you like them. Yeah, so, and these amazing little things, and these as well, which is, yeah, it's got, I like the way that's, how sharp that is. Yeah, so you don't have to do, you can do, there's a green one there. Oh, it's upside down. The grass is always green away where you water it, unknown. I think I've rubbed out, because I did that in pencil just to see if I could get it in the right place. Even I do that sometimes. Now, perhaps you could put a little flower up there. That's quite nice, isn't it? Let's try that on there. Yeah, something like that. Could even put that there and not even have a booklet and just have a background. Perhaps ink it up round the edges. That'd be nice. I wonder if perhaps even ink these up round the edges. Yeah, quite a good idea, isn't it? There's another one. What's this one? All you need is love, John Lennon. Yeah, and there's a rose type one, I suppose that is, isn't it? A rose, that could be rose or tulip, couldn't it? Yeah. So I do hope you like my content today. See that sneaky yawn? But tell anybody. I do hope you like my content today. Please give me a thumbs up, that'd be absolutely amazing. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.